Hi, I'm Lucie Treacher, and we're going to be delving into this new intimate guitar library, Fink Signatures. And in this library, we've got Fink's signature sound and his signature guitars. Fink's a musician originally from Cornwall and now based in Berlin. And he's a producer and a singer-songwriter and a DJ. And this particular library features guitar and percussion created on guitars and vocals and pads. It's punchy and emotional and a great tool for singer-songwriters, also for indie soundtracks, for TV and series, but also for composers who maybe like me are a little bit rusty on the guitar. It's all performed by the man himself on 3 very special guitars, each with its own story. So in this library, we've got these 3 different guitar protagonists, Brady, Festy, and Orwell. And I'm going to start with Orwell, which is my personal favorite. And it's got this really warm, full-bodied sound. It's named after Orwell as the guitarist from 1984. It's a Martin D35 and was used a lot on Fink's album Perfect Darkness. So these are arpeggiated patterns which are recorded in DADGAD. So they got this lovely dreamy quality. And each octave is essentially a different tonality. And you can see it's actually color-coded here, which is quite helpful and fun. And let me just show you what I mean. So these are major. I'm going to jump an octave. Minor, another octave. Neutral. And what I absolutely love about this library is the string squeak effects, which, as always, if you click on the knob, we can access our parameters. And I'm going to crank this one right up, and you can hear that between chords, you get that lovely, slidey, squeaky string sound that you would get on a guitar, which makes it sound super realistic. Moving on now to another Orwell patch, Arpeggiate 2. And what's great is these are all tempo synced, so I can change my tempo without creating any damage. And let's crank up the tempo a little bit. This one I think sounds lovely with the dynamic fader up. We fade from a close mic signal into a reamped signal using Fink Signature vintage amp. So have a listen to this. Yeah, creates a kind of moody electric feel. And we could use this arpeggiated loop in a more unconventional way by creating chords, stacking up the loops to create unusual chords. So you could create some quite juicy chords there. Then we have the arpeggiate muted, which for me has a sort of banjo vibe to it. And we could actually decrease the release a little just to get a tighter change in the chords. As you can hear, they sort of bleed a little bit into each other. This release, long release, is great because obviously you want to let a guitar ring. Let's try it with a slightly shorter release. Let's now move on to our one-shots. And what's really cool about this library is that for each note, we've got 3 velocities and 3 round robins. So it's pretty detailed, the sampling. I'm going to choose pulled notes. It's got a gorgeous tone to it, this guitar. Moving on to muted notes, quite a different feel. And a little sample now of the thumb notes. I'll show you some other patches on the different guitars, but let me first just show you this plucked harmonics, which I think is gorgeous. And what's really cool, another feature of this library, which is quite different, is we can change the start point time. So if I select start point, basically I can select where I want the sample to start playing back from. Let's move this up to around 50%, and you can already hear how the start of the attack is cut. And the tone completely changes. It becomes almost like an electric piano. Let's add a bit of delay. And crank up that reverb. So yeah, it gives you sort of DIY opportunities, that parameter. Let's move on to the next guitar, Festy, which is Fink's festival workhorse guitar. And it's been through thick and thin with Fink. Gosh, that's hard to say. And yeah, it's a lovely guitar. It's brighter. It's got a poppier sound. Let me show you Festy Strum 2, which has got a kind of 3/4 feel and these gorgeous hints of suspended chords. And strummed 1. And I'm playing it slightly faster than the tempo it was recorded at. So it's great you've got that option. I'll show you some of the other patches. And you'll notice that each guitar has been sampled roughly the same way. So we've got very similar patches. Let's show you plucked notes. We've also got these 2-finger chords, which if you play at a slightly lower velocity, you'll hear the chord is spread. And let me show you another of the harmonic styles on Festy. This is thumb harmonics. The last of the 3 guitars is Brady, and this is Fink's original signature nylon string guitar, lent to him by the guitar maker Brady, just to tide him over, but it's still with him 20 years later. And it's been to radio stations all over the world, studios, and at the mercy of various baggage handlers of the world, but still with us, and it's got a lovely, rich sound. Have a listen. And obviously being a nylon guitar, all our one-shot articulations are lovely and mellow. We've also got our pulled chords, which I'll show you with Brady, and these can be used just individually, so they're without the rhythm of the loops. And I'll show you another one of the harmonic styles, which is pulled harmonics. Moving on to a really fun feature of the library, which is the percussion recorded on these guitars, using the palm on the body of the guitar, sort of squeaks and creaks and strumming above the nut. And this one is Festy Beats Fast. It's almost got a cajon quality to it. It's lovely and resonant. And I'm going to show you Brady Beats Slow. And what's fun with these as well is you could build up different notes, so different loops to build up the rhythms. Loads of possibilities there. And we've also got these sounds isolated in their own kits for each guitar. So the Brady kit. And let's have a listen to Festy. And of course, Fink's also gone and recorded the guitar cases. So here's stumps and cases, various sounds around the room, really nice and rustic and great for indie soundtracks and things. We've also gone and sampled Fink's crackly fire voice, which you can use here as pads. These work as lovely beds underneath your guitar, I think. And here's the ah swell. You can really feel the raspiness of Fink's voice here. Let's put our dynamic fader up for this one. Let me show you the vowel sound oo. It's a lovely texture with that process signal. And finally, we've got our pads, which complement the guitar wonderfully. So this is the electric piano pad. And the sustained strings pad, which was created with a magnetic string resonator. I'd now like to show you how Signatures works with other Spitfire libraries. So I'm going to play you some signatures with Heirloom. I'm going to use Heirloom's piano. And here's another contextual example using a library by another German-based artist, Heinbach. So as you can hear, it's a really gorgeous set of tools and they're made with a lot of love and care. Thanks so much for watching and happy music making.